Pasa, por favor, Frank. Esta es tu casa, como decimos en México.
The first time you see this immense collection of musical instruments, you cannot help but be surprised. And you don't have to be a musician to appreciate the effort Guillermo Contreras has made for nearly 5 decades to collect around 5,000 instruments from around the world.
Ahí hay un grupo de vihuelas.
Those are vihuelos, those are guitars, those are violins.
Del Golfo.
The majority of the pieces in his amazing assortment come from all across Mexico. Others are from other parts of Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Metitas.
Guillermo Contreras, no relation to this reporter, began as an architect, but for decades he's been an ethnomusicologist. That's someone who studies musical instruments in their cultural contexts. He does it the way an architect might.
Además de esta capacidad de poder extendernos.
Along with this ability to extend our reach, our fingers on instrument strings, on keyboards, on tubes, and placing our mouths on tubes, we become like birds. The instruments are a sort of extension of us that help us move with ease. As well as being so marvelous, their construction contains a lot of information about the aesthetics of those who make them, the technologies, and where materials come from.
Contreras takes us to a second of 3 instrument storage areas. It's his own apartment, which he lovingly refers to as Bodega Number 2.
Cupido me vino a ver.
This is easily one of the most formidable collections of musical instruments in all of Latin America. It contains thousands of stringed instruments like this 8-string piece from the Gulf Coast state of Veracruz here in Mexico. Contreras says this is just a small fraction of his collection of wooden flutes from Europe. They date from the 1850s to the turn of the 20th century.
Tengo extraordinarios tambores, arpas, laudes.
I have extraordinary drums, harps, and horns. The origins of this collection are diverse. Some of the instruments were in antique shops, others came from auctions, and some were brought by my friends.
Algunos han sido en subastas, algunos han sido traídos por amigos investigadores.
Guillermo Contreras enjoys his life, and his greatest dream is to build an interactive museum for his instrument collection. He also gives classes to university students. Contreras has published books and academic articles about musical instruments. In Mexico, he's considered one of the top researchers on the subject. His students recognize his brilliance.
Today I learned so much about different things that can be used as instruments. For example, these tortoise shells, the things you can do with them, I had no idea.
I collect because within musical instruments, I find an element of magic. They are magical objects that give me reason to live, that make me happy.
Guillermo Contreras hopes that one day all the pieces in his collection will become the heritage of humanity. That way others can enjoy them too. Frank Contreras, Mexico City.